I am Queen, and welcome to Queen TV. So today we are going to interview one of the professional workers in the community regarding their development of their interpersonal and intrapersonal communication. So we are going to interview one of the LPT or the licensed professional teachers this 2019. So let's get to know her more and roll VDR.
Ma'am Rubilin O. Campasas. She is a hard-working, persevere, and a determined woman. But life was never that easy for her. She has stopped schooling before and proceeded to work. When she decided to go back to school, she worked and studied at the same time. According to her, she managed to balance all the pressure by always leaning to the plan of God. She also believes that on her way towards her dreams, she may pause a while, but she will never stop. Her batchmates may be earlier than her, but she is never late because they have different timelines and cadence. So she continued amidst everything. She persevered, worked hard, and prayed hard. After the many years, she is one of the first batch of graduates in Compostela Valley State College, Maragusan, last June 2018. Before taking the licensure examination for teachers, she worked again in order to suffice her needs while reviewing. She then took her review at the FTRC or the Carcolan Teens Review Center. After 3 months of review, she then took the LET on March 24, 2019 and passed on May 2019. After the many years of hard work, everything paid off. Currently, she is now working as an English teacher, grade 7 in Coronaby High School, New Albay Extension. After everything, there is one thing she can say, that God was with her all along the way.
So without further ado, let us get to know her more. So ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Ma'am Rubilin Olarte-Campasas. So ma'am, good evening. How are you?
Hello, I am fine.
Well, you look good today.
Thank you so much.
So ma'am, may I ask you this question? So since when did you start working?
I started working last June 4, I think 3, 2019.
So ma'am, how's work going so far?
Well, it's so good so far.
So ma'am, speaking about work, so do you also have your social life or friends at
Yeah,
work?
I have a group of friends there.
So how do you compare it to your usual friends when you were still in college?
Well, I compare them. When we say when it comes to friend in a workplace, I treat them like with professionalism, unlike my friends in college. Treat them like a normal friend.
So ma'am, does it mean to say that it's you always have to work with professionalism?
Yeah, of course.
So ma'am, when we say friendship, of course, disagreements are inevitable. So ma'am, have you encountered conflicts with your workmates?
Before I'm going to answer that question, well, if we say in a workplace, if we say conflict, well, in a diverse workplace, there are going to be a different opinion, and no one likes conflict, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Especially at work, but disagreements between co-workers are inevitable, like you said a while ago. And of course, and showing prospective employee how you are going to equip them is very crucial.
Yes.
Being employee or being a teacher in a workplace, in an institution, the bottom line to avoid a conflict is that you can get along well with others, like your friend or workmate, co-workers rather. But of course, aside from that, you have to understand other person's point of view for you to avoid the conflict, right?
Yes.
And most especially, the most important is you have to focus on the fact instead of blaming the other person.
So, ma'am, it is mean that it means that when you should avoid conflicts, does it mean that your strategy in avoiding conflicts is to put yourself in the perspective of other people?
Yeah.
Yes. Ma'am, when we say work, of course you're a teacher, so it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of pressure, especially with the students. So, ma'am, do you also can you work under pressure?
Well, everyone get a lot of stress, of course, and pressure also, especially your students and your lesson plan. And it is a very normal feeling for me because I should understand how to use pressure to your students, for the sake of your students and for the sake of their future. And it is also a very advantage for me because it is a motivation for me to complete a task, for me to the best of my ability. Or should I say, I usually believing that pressure brings out the best in me and allows me to accomplish the task effectively and without issue.
Well, of course, pressure is good, but in moderation.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, but when we say pressure, of course, when you get a little bit nervous or tense or stressed,
Yeah.
so of course, many people find themselves talking about themselves, telling themselves to please stop that, stop this. So, ma'am, also, do you also find yourself talking to yourself when under pressure?
Yeah, talking to myself.
So, ma'am, what do you usually say when you talk to yourself?
Um, I should say myself that it is very okay. Though I am so pressure, but it is for my students.
Yes.
It is for the future of my students. Yeah.
So, that's what a teacher
Do. Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
That's what a teacher does in order to get the best out of the students, to make the best out of them. And it's a very wonderful thing. It's a very wonderful feeling.
Yeah.
It's what we can't see. It's what's beyond those tables. It's what beyond those class records.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, how important do you think communication is? Especially that you are, of course, working with communication. You talk every day.
Yeah. Talking
You
to my students.
Yes, you
every day.
interact with your workmates.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, how important do you think communication is, especially in the development of everybody in the workplace?
Well, communication is the basis of our lives. As a teacher, I talk every day. I communicate every day with my students. Yeah, and of course in my workmate. Every day we are communicating with each other, like we did.
Yes.
Yeah, is it some way or another by conveying? It is also conveying message. It is also a root of all daily interaction. A daily interaction with my students also. Yeah, every day. Or anything that requires the proper human dealings, right? It is important factors that govern everyday lives, especially in a workplace because it is used to be a productive or operate effectively.
So, communication is really important, ma'am.
Yeah, of
And
course.
especially when dealing with people.
Yeah.
So, what I realized today is now I can see what's beyond those teachers' class records. What's beyond them? I can now see that what they do behind the classroom, behind their uniforms. And thank you, ma'am. Thank you because you made me know that.
Yeah.
And
Thank you so much.
and because of also of communication. Communication is really a very important thing. So before I forgot, if you missed this episode, you can continue and watch this, and we also have our live stream on YouTube, so you can click the like button, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. So once again, this is the show where communication and interaction is highlighted and emphasized for each and everyone's development. Once again, good evening and welcome to Queen TV.